Now let's take a look at a problem for displacement analysis. Assume you are the revenue manager of a hotel with 300 rooms. You receive a group booking request that a tourist group of 80 people wants to stay at your hotel for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The group proposed a room rate of $45. Now you need to decide whether or not to accept this group's request. To make your decision, we need to conduct the displacement analysis. According to your revenue management system's forecasting, we will have 200 room transient demand on Monday, 250 room transient demand on Tuesday, and 240 room transient demand on Wednesday. The transient customer will pay $110 per night. The variable room cost is $35, and for the group, they will pay $15 per person per day for having breakfast at your hotel, and the variable cost for breakfast is $7 per person. Now let's use this Excel sheet to work on this problem. First, let's calculate the group food and beer contribution. Please note here, this is food and beer contribution, not the food and beer revenue. So we need to use the breakfast rate, subtract the breakfast cost per person to get the contribution margin, and then times the size of the group. So the group's contribution is, we use $15, subtract 7, and times 80 person and times 3 days. So we get 1920. And then let's take a look at the transient displacement each day. So for Monday, we have 200 transient demand and 80 group demand. So that is 280. It's smaller than 300 rooms, so we don't need to display any transient guests. And for Tuesday, we have 250 the transient demand plus the 80 room group demand. This is over 300. So we need to display 30 transient guests if we accept the group's request. And on Wednesday, we have 240 transient demand plus the 80 group demand. It also exists 300, so we need to display 20 transient guests if we accept the group. So in total, for the 3 days, we will need to display 50 rooms for the transient guests. So the displayed revenue will be the 50 rooms displayed times the contribution of selling each room. So we will have 110 subtract 35. And then let's take a look at the group food and beer contribution. We already calculated it's 1920. So the contribution needed from the group room booking will be 3750 subtract 1920. Last, let's calculate the minimum room rate for a group. For the 3 days, we have 240 group room demand. So for each day, the minimum room rate will be 1830 divided by 240 and plus the variable room cost, $35. And we get 4236. This is the minimum room rate we needed for make up the loss from displacing the transient guests. So as we know before, the group proposed a rate of $45. So the group proposed rate is higher than the minimum room rate for the group. That means we can make more money from the group compared with the displayed transient guests. So having the group is more profitable than the transient guests. Therefore, it would be better for the revenue manager to accept the request of the group.